All right, welcome back, people. Happy holidays. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying whatever you celebrate, whether it be Christmas, whether it be Hanukkah, whether it be whatever else they call these celebrations around this
Kwanzaa.
time of the year. Kwanzaa, what else it is? All kind of other things. I don't know. It's a lot. Whatever it is you celebrate, hopefully you are enjoying it. I wasn't really supposed to be back until the new year, but
Mm,
I couldn't hold out anymore, Chrissy. I was off of
mm,
Facebook for a very long time because I was extremely busy. Been getting an hour and a half, hours of sleep a day for the past 2 weeks.
mm.
Due to the busy nature of the Christmas season, I ain't complaining. It's a good thing, but
Oh,
I just have not been in the loop. And as soon as I got back onto Facebook, the first thing I see is a bunch of posts about victim blaming, whether it be the police talking about how women dress inappropriately, whether it
stupid.
be Palacious calling the way you dress, like if you dress like a prostitute, you get treated like a prostitute. So it's just
Stupid.
been flooded with all of the victim blaming, how women should dress appropriately if they don't want to be groped at Junkanoo, all of this
Stupid.
stuff. So I say, you know what? I can't wait until next Thursday. I have to discuss this issue now because it seems
Mm,
to be on the hearts and minds of Bahamians all across the country, and they're discussing it all
mm,
over Facebook. Is all I've been seeing, and
mm.
I think it was the first time it kicked off was the police report or the police warning.
Stupid.
I don't know which you call that. What you call those officially, Chrissy?
Warning.
And by the way, Chrissy is joining me
Alert.
all the way from, I ain't gonna say where she is, but she ain't in this country as you can see because she
Foreign.
wrapped right up with this scarf. I only could see the bottom, a bottom lip. She got this thing wrapped tight, tight, tight. Look at a big time on. So you know she ain't in Nassau because
Ooh.
it's at least 87 degrees right now. So she's not in this country, but Chrissy Love is joining us. What's going on, Chrissy, in that cold country?
Man, look here. I rather have these cold misogynists than them hot misogynists at home.
You rather cold misogynist?
Mm-hmm. Than hot ones.
Oh Lord.
I gonna have
So
to.
tell me,
I gonna have to. Well,
how
first
you
of all,
feel? Go ahead.
now go ahead. You go.
No, I was just going to ask how you felt. Let's start off with the first thing that kicked it
Mm,
off, which was that whole police warning to women when it comes to Junkanoo. It was right before Junkanoo, I think it was, and they were saying, I want to get it. I wish I let me try and pull it up because I like to read things word for word. I don't like to misquote people,
mm,
but I think they actually took it down. They posted it, and then there was
mm.
a lot of backlash, and they took it down. But I guess in a nutshell, it was basically asking women to dress appropriately to avoid harassment at Junkanoo. What were your
Stupid.
thoughts when you saw it?
Well, first of all, I just want to say, let me look at y'all. Gonna have to look at my dark circles and my chopper eyebrow. Dear Bahamian men, who mommy ain't breastfeed y'all. I know y'all mad at the world, and I know you in your feelings, right? But I'm gonna need you to stop
Hmm.
hating women so much that you blame us because you can't control your urges. Scantily
Hmm.
clad outfits put women in burqas getting raped. You're stupid. So whoever
Hmm.
wrote that release is a Jenny and a jackass. Thanks.
Hmm.
Can we talk about Father Palacious now?
Hold on. Let me talk about the police one. Now,
Mm,
I don't like to jump on any far end, right? I
mm.
like context. I like the whole story, and I like to look deeper into things. I don't get emotional on the surface,
Well, I
which
get
it
emotional.
seems. I know. Oh, we know that, but it
Shut your
seems
teeth.
that this the
Shut your
this
teeth,
the
Greg.
era this the era we live in where people just jump out the window immediately. Now, let me say, as it relates to the whole police warning situation, I think what they were trying to do
Mm,
was good, right?
mm,
I don't agree with the way, I don't agree with the wording, but what they were trying
mm,
to do was good. Let me give you this example, right? For example, Chrissy, I should be able to wear a Raiders time if I love the Raiders and when I
mm.
walk in a gun dog's neighborhood,
I
right?
agree.
But, however, it would not be very wise of me to do such thing because of the reality of the situation, meaning it's a gang territory and I go in with opposing gang paraphernalia.
I
That
thought
is
it was
not
a
a good
sports
idea.
team.
And exactly, it is a sports team, but unfortunately, we turned it into a gang. And so, while I should have the freedom to do that, it would not be very wise, and I should probably expect some violence repercussions for my actions, although it's innocent and it's just clothing. Another
Sad.
example, another example, I should be able to go out and leave my door open. You understand?
We
I
know
should be able
should.
to go and leave my door open. However, the reality of the situation is people is thief. And they're looking to thief and they're looking to go in your place, so you should lock your doors. So I think what they were trying to do, the nature of it itself, was a good thing. They were trying to warn women of the reality, the unfortunate reality of the situation. However, I feel they worded it wrong, especially the part. I think there was a part that said, it basically said, if you dress appropriately, you won't be harassed. And
That's
I
a lie.
disagree with that. Exactly. That's the part that I really disagree with, because you could have everything covered and niggas would still harass you in this country.
Okay,
You understand?
then. Exactly.
So that's the part I really disagreed with. But I think a lot of people just, jumped out the window, and they have the right to. You have the right to feel however you feel about any issue in particular, right? You have the right to feel how you feel. But I think looking at the bigger picture, what they were trying to do was give some good advice, such as don't wear a Raiders time in a gun dog's neighborhood because you might get beat up. You understand? And I think the
agree.
nature of it in itself was good, but the wording was poor. They need someone that is more articulate and knows how to say things better and more digestible.
Yeah, get a
So that's what
writer.
I feel. Yes. So that's how I feel personally about the police situation, right? Now, let's go to, and he ain't my daddy, but for some reason, y'all just call him Father. I don't know why, but y'all just call him Father Palacious. As I titled this show, Palacious. Let's get to his statements. Now, did you hear his statements, or did you just see the newspaper clippings?
I heard.
You heard the
heard.
audio?
But can I tell you, I haven't even talked
Go
about
ahead.
Father Palacious because I told Bahamian women 8 years ago when this marital rape and rape issue was going about to stop paying your tithes to the Anglican Church, and then you see how quickly, or any church for that matter, and you see how quickly all that bullshit changes. It is a sad day when someone like Jimmy Palacious, who I hold in high regard, is going to say the things that he said. But then again, the church is one of the most misogynistic and anti-woman organization ever. His own wife, when she wanted to be a priest, the Anglican Communion likes to stone her.
Really?
But, I can't speak to the stupidity of some Bahamian men because it's just annoying. But stop putting your money in the church. You want to see something change? Stop being stupid. Who put that?
And I see here, Kendora says you have a point, Greg. And Wilfrida, I wonder what her daddy name. Wilfrida says that they were trying not to work. I guess in regards to the police. I don't think it was they're trying not to work. Like I said, I think it's just a warning because we know historically, and like I said, it's unfortunate, but historically, and you know the whole thing. We even make jokes about it. Whether inappropriate or not, Chrissy, you know about this. The whole joke is, listen, you go to John Canoe, you're getting feel up. I've seen sketches done by Bahamian comedians. You know what I mean? So this is something that's known.
But the clothing is not the issue. And the fact that a lot of men, and some women, surprisingly, are saying such silliness regarding women and the treatment of women. It just boggles my mind. Like I have one of my friends who told me she's not a feminist. I'm like, you dumb bitch, you a woman.
But you know what it is?
But then she's super Christy and ding. Religion is make women assy.
Only women?
Well, but women are willing to give away their rights in the name of man-made stupidity.
Yeah, I agree.
But Father Palacious, that was one disgrace. I believe all them beating Father Palacious mummy give him change his mind. I tell you my Father Palacious joke, right?
No, go ahead. Tell us.
At Father Palacious, one event he was at, I was there with my family. So a member of my family say to Father Palacious mummy, "Oh, you do so good with Jimmy. Jimmy's such a asset to the church. How he get so decent?" His mummy say, "Loan beaten."
Wow.
So I believe a lot of Nagua cut ass had an effect on him.
Wow.
Dressed like a prostitute. So what if you dress like a jackass?
Okay, now watch this. I want to play a clip for y'all, right? And Chrissy, I think you're familiar with this clip, but I want to play it for y'all. And it's essentially the same thing that Father Palacious was saying, just in a different way. And this all
Mm-hmm.
goes to show you that, whether you pay attention to the message or not, the dressing is important. How you prepare the meal that you're about to feed the people. Let's listen to this,
Okay.
people. And some of you may be familiar with it. Let's listen.
You with your buddies, right? You with your buddies, you got a couple drinks in you, and your cigarette, you might try to talk to her. This might not come out right. I don't know what you say, but damn, look at them titties. The girl gets mad and she, wait a minute. Just because I'm dressed this way does not make me a hoe. Which is true. Gentlemen, that is true. Just because they dress a certain way doesn't mean they are a certain way. Don't ever forget it. But ladies, you must understand that is fucking confusing. Now that would be like me, that a comedian walking around the streets in a cop uniform. Somebody might run up to me. Oh, thank God. Officer, help us. Come on, they're over here. Help us. Oh, just because I'm dressed this way does not make me a police officer. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, all right, lady, fine. You are not a whore. But you are wearing a horse uniform, I'll tell you that.
Now you see. Now you see.
Dave.
Now, Chrissy, is that
Dave.
not the same message?
No, it isn't.
Yes.
Putting on a cop's uniform and showing my titties are two different things.
No.
Your
What I'm
men,
saying is
false equivalencies.
no. What I'm saying is, Dave Chappelle and Palacious have essentially the same message. It's just that it's couched in a different way, right? So, what the base of the message is, and here's the thing, and like he said, you're right. You have the right to wear whatever it is you choose to wear. However, you must be cognizant of the fact that some men, and this is not defending or justifying the men,
Control
it's wrong.
your ass.
Control, and I agree with that 100%. Men need to learn how to control themselves. You understand? And I feel, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Now, is it wrong to admire a woman from a distance and be like, Jesus, them breasts look good, or that bongi look
Yeah,
good?
you could admire, but
right.
you have to know your
that's
boundaries,
fine.
though. Know your boundaries.
Right. You don't. That doesn't give you the right to go up and touch a woman.
Or
You
hold
understand?
down the titties and squeeze them up.
Right. No, that does not. But what they are basically saying, and again, it goes back to the police report thing again, right? Again, I understand the message that Palacious was trying to put forward. However, it was poorly worded, poorly presented.
Because he ain't
Very
got no
poorly.
titties. That's why.
Right, and he doesn't understand. There wasn't any empathy or anything. It was just pure judgment.
And maybe if he had a daughter with some titties, he'll look at life differently.
Well, maybe he doesn't. Well, even if he does, I still think he would feel the same, and he would tell his daughter the same thing. He strongly believes that. And I'll be honest with you, I would tell my daughter the same. I say, listen, do not go out there in these scantily clad clothing, knowing that you live in an environment where there are a lot of rapists, harassers, and men that just don't know how to act. And it's not excusing the men, but it's just realizing the reality of the situation that we exist within. You understand? And it's sad. It's sad.
Wow.
And we do need to address
it was close.
those men that do these things and that act this way. That is something that we need to
I'm
address.
not talking about that.
But at the
Sorry,
same
Greg.
time, no problem. I know you're busy walking into stuff. At the same time, that doesn't mean that I should not be able to warn either my daughter, my sister, whoever, of the potential circumstances that could come about from the way you dress.
Agreed. However, my grandmother used to say the same thing to us. Dress the way you want to be addressed.
Right, and that's essentially what he was trying to say.
No, but he didn't say it like that.
Right.
It came out dead wrong.
Yeah.
And his attitude was poor. Very poor.
I agree. His
the movie
delivery
guy?
was.
Hey! Hi, movie guy. Hold on. I see movie guy.
movie guy.
I didn't know you lived in
But I
this
agree,
building. Okay.
his delivery was off, but the gist of the message was essentially,
Oh, okay.
listen, if you dress this way, then
Yes.
you can expect to receive
Good to see
this
you.
kind of treatment or backlash.
Yes, it is true. However, I think that, in situations like this, the language is delicate. You
Hmm.
can't be talking about who's a prostitute and who isn't because, you know, some of their ma is
That's
prostitute.
subjective. Right.
Uh,
And a prostitute could be dressed in the best business attire you could see, you could
and
find.
plus, a prostitute, that is an agreed transaction.
Right, right. That doesn't give you the right to harass a prostitute either. Like you shouldn't touch you. Even if a person is a prostitute, if you ain't paying and y'all don't have an agreement, that doesn't give you the right to touch or group her in any way,
Exactly.
shape, or form. She's
Some of
not
my
less
people,
of a human.
they annoy me. I'm sorry. This whole
Hmm.
conversation,
Hmm.
ever since Miss Depravoga or whatever she named came over here, she done got everybody panties in a bunch.
Who
It's
that is?
the UN lady name who started this whole thing.
Oh, but that was marital rape. That was a whole different thing, right?
Well, it started from the marital rape to the, whenever you talk about the violation of women, for some reason,
Hmm.
some Bahamian men go into a tizzy.
Mm.
I don't understand what's so difficult.
Hmm.
Don't touch unless you are given permission. Like, what is so
Right,
difficult about
right.
that? I really don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't. And that's ever since, like I said, maybe I'm just tired of the conversation. So, because I've been having this conversation since 8 years ago.
Uh huh.
Okay, when it first came up about rape and assault and our rights, I remember marching in the street with Janet Boswick about the amount of
Hmm.
rapes. All right, but I just think that
Hmm.
we have to have a conversation that's honest. And in the Bahamas, that's difficult. Many of
Yes,
us
yes.
always trying to justify opposition as opposed to having a
Exactly.
conversation. And so you can't
Exactly.
ask me questions like my good friend, the preacher man. What's the difference between a woman on the beach in her bikini and opening the door with her bra and panty on? Really?
Hmm.
No.
Right.
Just because you
Oh, but we can
see
get.
it
But
doesn't mean
let's
you can
talk
touch
about
it.
that. Yeah, but Jasmir Rahish says men should learn to control themselves, but knowing that not all men seem to know how to do that, it is very advisable to be cautious how you carry yourself. And I
Yes,
think
but
that's the message that Palacious and the police were just trying to get across.
no, but
They just
they
did it in a
said
poor
it
way.
no, Greg. I can't let them get away with that one. Hold on. I got to take off these 5 layers of clothes. Hold on.
Oh,
Let me not take it
I
off
see.
because I can be. Hold on.
Wilfredo,
I might get raped and
don't take.
arrested.
Yes, you better. Nah, Chrissy, don't be asking for it now. You take off too much clothes, you asking for it.
Yeah. How dare
That's
I?
consent. That's
Let me
officially
discuss
consent.
it. Hold on. You ready for this? I am now
What's
letting out
that?
all the bullshit that this conversation reminds me of. Yeah, you hear it? I'm sitting on the toilet because this conversation about how we women are treated makes me want to tell you that you're talking shit. Yeah.
I see Jay watching. Let me read Jay comment right quick. Jay says, I think what was wrong with the message from the police and the good pastor was that while they were asking women to be cautious, they didn't put wrong on the mean. I guess he's trying to say men
No,
for
mean is
their.
correct. Mean is correct. I like mean.
Well, he said they didn't put wrong on the men. I'll change it to men for their possible violations and are not prepared to support victims by arresting perpetrators. While there's a fine line, the line can be seen. I agree. They could have mentioned. Well, they should have mentioned the perpetrators as well and say that they're going to do everything in their power to make sure they get the perpetrators and prosecute the perpetrators with
Please.
the full extent of the law. I mean, it would have been better if they said that. You don't think so?
Never, Greg. You're never going to have that conversation in the Bahamas. First of all, the Bahamas is #1 per capita in rape. Okay, so first of all Bahamans need to shut the hell up and sit the hell way down. It's never going to be a conversation because every time it comes up, it's rife with this misogyny. It's rife with this venom and meanness. And I always make a joke about it. If I didn't know better, I would think a lot of Bahamian men really hate their mamas and their sisters. Somebody do something to them. Because for you to hate women so, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Oh Lord, what's that noise?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
It's sickening.
It is very sickening, and it's sad. And it's sad to see some of the commentary I've been seeing from men on this situation. It's like they truly, honestly believe if you are dressed a certain way, that gives them full right to touch you, like full consent to your body. It's like, listen, man, you asking for it. And it's, we have to retrain our men, and we have to start from young, because I know it's a lot of men on the blocks raising these young men to believe that women are just these objects that they have the right to touch at any point, or when they dress a certain way, they whores or they hoes and they asking for it, and they ain't nobody, or they less than, like they less than human. You know what I mean? And we have to retrain our men. But that's a long process. That's a long game. Did we lose Chrissy? I guess Chrissy connection is too bad. Look like that dropped. But this was a short episode nonetheless. I just wanted to come and have this discussion because I saw a lot of points on both sides of the spectrum that I agree with certain parts of each side, but I just wanted to kind of ground the conversation and balance the conversation out because there's a lot of extremes just arguing back and forth. What we have to realize is that, yes, we are in a situation that's extremely unfortunate, but what are we going to do to fix it? Because I just see a lot of people arguing and calling people names. At the end of the day, if we're not working towards a solution, then what are we really talking about? And so I just wanted to come and have this discussion because it was on my mind. And, I don't like to, like I said earlier, I don't like to jump on any extreme side. I don't like to jump out the window. I like context. I like to have as much information as possible. And I like to look as deep as possible and not just get triggered or emotional on the surface of a topic. So at the end of the day, I understand what the police and Palacious were trying to say. Do I agree with their statements? Not entirely, no. Especially Palacious, because he really, really seemed as though he had an issue with women and the way they dress, like a serious issue. And so I don't completely agree with Palacious at all. I understand the statement, but it was very poorly worded. Oh, you reached back, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something it cut out, so I had to come back on. And it's a good thing I did because the sound was acting.
Yeah, that's a lot better now. It's a lot clearer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before we wrap up, because this
whole week, because some Bahamian men and women have just been sickening me to the core. The fact that it's like when you go in a store, if you see the Fabergé egg, you can't put your hand on it unless you're buying it. I don't understand. Are we really that low as the beast in the fields that we have no self-control?
Right.
I just don't get it. And maybe because I am a woman and I am a feminist, and I don't think that's a bad word. Any woman who says she's not a feminist, I question her sense anyway. Sorry, Barbara.
Well, you know what it is, and on that very note, right? Let me tell you what it is, right, Chrissy?
Yeah, help me understand.
I can help you understand. Feminist in its very definition of the word is a good thing. And that's what I think you identify with, I identify with. But unfortunately, we have people that take things to the extreme.
And so Christianity.
Anything. We just human beings, we tend to run out. You know what I mean? We tend to take things to the extreme. For example, when it comes to feminism, why you have some people that may be on board with its very definition jumping off is because some extremists have taken the word feminist and taken it to the extreme to where it's become man-hating and man-bashing. You know what I mean? And it's like putting men down and trying to lift women above men to where it's almost doesn't even mean what it originally intended to mean. And I know you've seen this before. I know you've seen people like this.
It's about equality.
It is. But that's the thing. Right. But I do. And I've seen it. Okay. I've seen it a lot of times. And I've even been a victim of it. Like they've attacked me and called me, what did they say? I forgot what is exactly, some insecure male something, because I had a fair position that I was in the middle about. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? But you have those extremists. And I think that's why some people are jumping off of the whole feminism bandwagon, because a group of people have taken it.
If you're a woman and you say you're not a feminist, you sound crazy. Just going to put that out there. Because any woman who does not want the fair and equitable treatment of women financially, spiritually, morally, emotionally, especially when it comes to job equality, then you crazy. But then again, you might be one of those women who believe, you have to walk 10 paces behind a man. Because, the thing is, I understand why some people are slow on the pickup, because not long ago, women were property and chattel. We're only talking about not even 100 years. Okay? Women were property and chattel. So I guess a lot of us still feel that we're property and chattel. But the whole conversation and the tone and this talking down to women, You can't you can't talk to women like that. Talk to your mother like that.
Yeah, and like Gail is saying, that people have made the word feminist a negative thing, and there are some people that have made it a negative thing. And she also says religion, mainly Christianity, plays a crucial role in that thinking.
It's crazy. And of course, in the Bahamas, you know, feminist means lesbian, because in the Bahamas, everything is gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We are so,
That's
you
how they.
know,
That's how they.
it is, we're so close-minded as a nation. It's frightening.
I agree. Gail is saying, I saw a comment today. Women aren't relying on men to realize their truth anymore. We are exposing frauds ourselves.
Yeah, we've been doing that. But then when you expose fraud, you're the one who's a victim of the shunning of society. When you expose the fraud, there's a consequence with exposing fraud. Rest
Yeah.
and know and believe. But the fact that we
Yeah.
believe that, again, some of the arguments I hear, it reminds me of when I used to work as a journalist and I would go to rape trials and lawyers would say, is this what you were wearing on the night of the rape? Like your
Oh, really?
clothes made you a victim.
Wow.
But like I say, there are women who live in Middle Eastern countries who are covered from head to toe who getting raped every night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's I think the argument is so stupid, but it's so the patriarchy that exists in the Bahamas and the Caribbean and still the world. The world is still very white supremacist and patriarchal. And that is why these conversations are so roundabout and they make no sense. Because again, it's always about those who perceive they have the power, pissing on those who they feel are they even refer to us as the weaker vessel. Okay, this is the language. We women have never, especially in the Caribbean and the Bahamas. We are the most misogynistic nation. We on par with I think some of the Middle Eastern countries have marital rape as a crime. Some, but not the Bahamas. But then again, when you are number one in rape per capita, that's a statistic that you're ashamed of as the Bahamas. And so you try to remove yourself from the narrative to make yourself feel better. And that's the sad part. So we could beat up our gum all we want. Ain't a shit gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Get raped by your husband. Continue getting raped, feel up. Continue getting, what is killing Bahamian man? You in the road walking, and they like, hey, chunky, oi. I mean, you don't answer them. Yeah, you big bitch, carry your big rat. Really?
Yep.
Really, niggas? Really? Not like you.
Yep. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. Let's wrap up with on that note, because earlier, because it went from, I mean, it's just been rapey. All the topics been rapey for the past 2 weeks, man.
Rape culture.
Yeah, the whole marital rape thing. Yeah, that's what all I've been hearing was rapey topics for the past couple of weeks, man. Your thoughts on the list?
Men, guess what? If a lot of Bahamian men could get away with rape, they would do it.
They do now.
Marinate
What
on
you
that.
mean?
Well, if they
They do, and
get away scot-free.
And let's talk about it where they get away with it in marriage. Let's talk about this crazy
Date rape.
situation in the Bahamas where a lot of people seem to believe that it is impossible for you to rape your wife. Your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts again, I've been talking about this for 8 years and I tie it. It is possible for you to rape anyone who tell you, no, don't touch me. Like I'm in a group, right? It's a closed group on Facebook. I'm trying to get my friends who have experienced such pain that's indescribable to open it up. And this lady shares a story about her husband coming home drunk, stink of smoke, and just, unclean, smelling bad, and want to climb on top of her. And he forced himself on her. You see, these ain't stories people is make up. And I like how the Christians among us, oh, if you love your wife like Christ loved the church. Well, you know what? Christ ain't had no wife. I'm just tired of stupid conversations that we have as a people and as a nation, just the roundabout and outright stupidity. So the fact that you believe that a husband, like I used to tell you this all the time, when I was single, I'm now divorced. Sorry, when I was separated from my husband, I'm now divorced. I was in a situation where, I wouldn't say it was rape, but it was getting rapey. And I'd be like, look here, catch yourself. So the fact that you believe that someone can say no to you and you can still assault them shows that there's something wrong with your brain. And it's disgusting. And plus, why you want to take pussy that say no? I don't get it. Does that get the rocks off? Help me out, Greg. You're a good man. Even though you have this
I can't.
bed, though. This Al-Qaeda bed killing me, though. Hold on.
Yeah, No, I ain't saying that on camera. I ain't saying that on internet. People, I don't know what this crazy woman talking about. I don't know what Al Qaeda is. I don't know none of these things. You all don't know. I ain't associated with that in no way, shape, or form. But I can't take you in the mind of a rapist because I don't understand it either. However, when it comes to the whole
You ever take some and she
rape
say
situation,
no? You ever do that?
no. No, well, hold on. Now, see, now here's the thing. Now, let me let you. Now, you know how
This
you all
devil's
gals go.
annoying. It's like a come through this phone and slap
This,
you.
no, this was that. Stop, no, stop.
No, don't
You know how
stop.
y'all go?
No.
Hey, and then when you stop, what you stop for? So that's the only kind of no and stop that I've encountered.
You know
When
what?
no stop. Then when you listen and you stop, what you stop for? You understand? So that's the kind of no and stop that I'm familiar
When
with.
you say what you stop for and you have a discussion, the permission is assumed. No,
Yeah,
and you still jerking your cock inside her. That's a problem.
Yeah.
These
But
conversations
as
are getting
far
hot.
as far as the whole marital rape, I don't believe there's a such thing as marital rape, right? Now here's the flip. A lot of people say that when they feel like here's what I mean. Now I can explain myself.
Okay.
Because when people say this, they mean a rape cannot take place within a marriage. That's what they mean. I mean the opposite.
The
right?
law says that.
I don't right, and that's ridiculous to me. I can't understand how that is and how it remains. But why I say I don't believe in marital rape is because I believe rape is rape. Whether it happens in a marriage, whether it happens on the street with people who know each other, any setting that it happens is rape. You understand? I don't want to be making these special categories. Rape is rape.
Exactly.
If you have sex with someone without their consent, you force yourself on someone, that's rape. I don't care if you're married or not, rape is rape. So that's what I mean when I say I don't believe in marital rape. I just believe in rape, period. And there shouldn't be any exceptions within a marriage.
Definition of rape. You don't believe in rape.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what I mean. yeah. I gotta clarify. Thank you for that clarification. I believe in the one definition of rape. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Yes, you are absolutely correct. I don't believe in rape. I can't stand rapists. I believe that there's one definition of rape, and that should apply to every circumstance. There shouldn't be no special exceptions for marriage or anything like that. That's ridiculous. And I hear a lot of the reasons people come up with, oh, well, and this is one a lot of men go to. Oh, well, could she rape me? Well, yes, she can. You understand?
No, because to a degree, because you have to be aroused. Yeah, that's a tricky subject.
Well,
we did a whole seminar on this 8 years ago. Talking about, the fact that any assault is assault, because there are men who have been assaulted. All right. There are men, like I know of someone who was assaulted. Now, most men will be like, what you complaining about? What you complaining about? Like I know someone who was held down and oral sex was performed on him. Now, again, you may say no, but when your penis start getting erect, you forget. Then your brain goes south.
Hold on, what? Go back. You say, hold on, wait. You say someone was held down and oral sex was performed on him?
Mm-hmm. One of my friends was like, what are you complaining about? Bahamian special. I can slap you. Well, I want to tell Bahamian women, let me look in the camera. Dear Bahamian women, if thy cock offend thee, cut it off. Since y'all like scripture so much. Yeah, any dickless man could be in the Bahamas getting their doggy stitch back on.
That's an interesting one.
Borrow a scalpel from some of your nurse friends. There's teeth them all at the hospital.
Yeah.
Just slice the doggy right off. Slice it off and then stuff it in his mouth and sew it up with fishing wire. Not that I've thought about it. Not that I've thought about it. Not that I've thought about it. Not that I've thought about it.
What is this? What is this?
I haven't thought about it.
But I've seen a lot of people just being so frustrated over the whole conversation, and I understand completely why, because a lot of the conversations we have are ridiculous. I mean, the arguments are ridiculous. The position. It is embarrassing. It is quite embarrassing, especially the reasons that some people come up with. It's like, wow, are you serious? Like, you honestly feel this way? Wow. But it just goes to show you the people who you live with, the people you're surrounded by. These are the people that you are one with when it comes to a country. These are your fellow countrymen. And it's just a matter of education and having sensible discussions, because a lot of the discussions I hear don't make no sense at all. Yes, you know what I mean? And the reasons,
on the beach, like your friend, remember our friend? You going on the beach, you stop in the gas station for a drink, but you inviting something.
Oh, yes.
I don't understand the boundaries, like who's raising these men?
Yeah.
And the sad part is it's mostly women, because 80% of the homes are single parent women helmed.
Right.
I don't get it. I just be like, hi, Cole, Hannah, Rosemary, Angel.
And quickly, Chrissy, tell us what it is. Now, you say you got a vibe with your boy Uncle Sarah now. Tell me why he run you up. What happened?
I have a vibe with Uncle because some of his posts, and I was going to inbox him and tell him, but I was just telling you that when I read some of the posts of men of the cloth, Uncle's question was, what's the difference between a woman going on the beach in a bikini and what prevents her from opening her door in a bra and panty? Really? Really? But I'm going to talk to Uncle about that. I didn't want to show.
Right. You rather have that discussion first.
I've been having these conversations with him on social media. I'm just like, really though? And if
you know what,
dress
baby?
Scantily clad, does it attract attention? Damn it, when Roots won the parade, I was staring at Marcellus Chipman because he was scantily clad.
Who's Marcellus Chipman?
That's the man who's danced for Roots. Anyway, you wouldn't know. He was a man. Hold on, just thinking about it.
You was dribbling it?
Who in the morning? That would mean he's gonna pull his penis out of his pants.
Right.
Face.
Right. It's okay. Like it's okay. At least to be, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to admire someone from a distance. I think where people go overboard is where you make inappropriate comments or you decide to actually touch the person.
Right.
It is not your right to touch anybody. They can wear whatever they want. Now you can stare. I can stare as long as I want, right? Now let me get clarification from a woman. I can stare, right?
Yes, you can stare. But don't be rude in your staring. Don't be obnoxious. Like I used to tell
what is a rude?
My breast. I'd be like, take a picture.
What is rude in your staring? Explain that to me because a lot of men may not know what that is.
15 seconds.
15?
Anything other than that is creepy as hell. You got 15 seconds to look at the titties.
Suppose it got the right amount of moisture, where it just glisten a little bit, and the brush you gotta just pick up just a little bit and just sticking out the top. What if it's just so mesmerizing that 15 seconds may not be enough?
You got 15 seconds.
15 seconds may not be enough time.
You got 15 seconds.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't gonna touch you.
But you can't layer. You can't layer and stare.
But then, Chrissy, you put it like Dave Chappelle said. You put these things out for me to see.
I put my titties on top of your head. No, that's carrying too far. I have my titties anywhere.
Right, and I can look
up to here.
And I can look.
But you can't layer.
Man, listen, I can layer all I want. Now that's where we can disagree. No, I can look. Listen, if you decide
30 seconds.
If you decide to have all the bottom piece of your bungie hanging out and you got one nice bungie, listen, I could look as long as I want to look. I ain't touching you. I ain't doing none of them. I ain't saying nothing to you. I only looking.
But Greg, you don't want to get creepy though, Greg. After a while, it gets creepy.
Now, if I start to follow you, that's a difference.
But the tongue hanging out your mouth and the
my tongue don't even have to be. My tongue don't even have to be hanging out the mouth. If I start, like if you walk into your car and I walk in behind you, now that's a difference. Oi. But Chrissy, I say I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing to you. I just gonna look. That's all I can do.
God, help me to raise my son to not be an asshole.
Kira Ford Ferguson says, if you want to look 16 seconds, you gotta marry me. That's a good one. I like that one.
That's not model bungie. So you gotta pay to look at that.
I like that one. But hey, listen, I can look. I that's where we may have to disagree. Listen, if you can put your titties out, if you can have your bungie out, buddy, I got the right to look. I ain't gonna touch you, I ain't gonna say nothing, but at least give me that. At least I got the right to look.
And then you know what I do when men do that to me? I then stare between their legs. Like when men talk to me right here, just stare at your doggy print.
Hey, listen, that may be a day. They may want that. You better be careful. You may be continuing. So don't you better be careful with that. Because then that could be consent too. Hey, you was looking at it, so that mean you want it.
Greg, help the mothers, help the men in 2018, man. Help the men in 2018. Because I can't believe these the people who we raise in the Bahamas.
I could try. I can't guarantee that what I can do can help. But hey, I could try. Like I said, I just want to be fair. I want to be balanced. I don't want to be extreme on either end. I try to understand both sides because that's the only way we could be able to come to some kind of a solution or understanding. If this side over here calling the other side names and this side calling the other side names, ain't nothing can get accomplished. And we can never further the conversation. And that's what I just been seeing happening is a lot of extremists rowing with other extremists. And that we ain't gonna get nowhere like that. Let's just come down, turn it down a little bit. let's have a sensible conversation.
Oh, hold on, let me not show my breasts. Hold on, let me not show my breasts.
Oh, cheers. Chrissy, you better stop inviting
I
people.
show my breasts. I'm being look at Narissa say look away and look back. I can't take it.
You got to be careful with that now. Don't be showing them breasts because that means you want to.
I show my titties. Who
yeah, and then again, hey, and listen, the man good look. Don't get mad at the man looking. You put him out there. You put him on display. Listen, if you put something on the shelf in the shop, I have the right to look at it.
You men are egotistical, and I know that. I know you men are visual creatures, but a lot of times I dress the way I dress because I like it. It ain't always about you, boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I want to put on the pusher bra.
Well, that's fine. Well, guess what, Chrissy? You know what?
That's an hour already? Wow.
Guess what? I like it too.
Y'all continue being rapey, child. Continue to hold your #1 position of most rapes per capita. Be rapey.
Yeah, we got to do something. We got to do something about
Bahamas,
that.
Be rapey.
We got to do something about that. That's sad. And the only way we can help it is raising our boys correctly and teaching them what's appropriate and what's inappropriate, and not jumping off the bridge or out the window right away. Let's have serious, sensible conversations. You know what I mean? And that's the only way we can do it. And that's why I don't like to argue on Facebook, because is no context or nuance when it comes to these Facebook discussions.
People
it's just text.
Facebook.
Right.
Social media has shown the thirstiness of Bahamians, boy.
Yeah, thirstiness for attention. Yeah, just want attention. Bad. Likes. Yeah, bad. Yeah, it's sad. Very sad, but that's the only way we could move forward. But again, thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate it for you. You do the show.
When I come back home, I'm wearing a meat suit, and I
meat suit
in McCullough Corner through the dog line.
Well, what you think will happen when you do that now?
Don't touch me. I can have my razor blade ready to cut your dog.
Oh, okay then. You have fun with that, eh? Have fun with that. And I can leave my house door and car door open straight through. Yeah, freaking right. You got to be kidding me. I know better. I understand the reality of the situation. I know what country I live in, buddy, and I ain't doing it. I taking heed to all the warnings, and that's all we want. We want women to do. We ain't trying to tell you. Well, I ain't trying to tell you how to dress. I ain't trying to tell you how to dress. You can wear whatever you want to wear. However, just understand the reality of the situation in the country you live in.
Dear Bahamian man, stop wearing pants with the fly boys. I tired of seeing your sudgy doggy.
With the what?
Down. Yeah, you hear me. Dear Bahamian man, stop wearing these shirts with your belly so damn big you can't even close it. I don't want to see your hairy, ugly belly. Yeah, since we talking about clothes. Dear Bahamian man, sew them hole in your friggin' sock. You can't be taking your shoe off in church and your sock holy.
Hold on. I just say how you see the hole in the man's sock.
Just take off their stinking shoe in church.
Oh, well, I don't go to church, so I wouldn't see it anyhow.
You smart. You know what, Lord? Anyway, I can't give up on the Lord yet. I got to give the Lord another chance.
Another chance?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. But anyhow, people, let's just have sensible discussion. This would be about. That's what the Under the Rug podcast is about. We about having sensible discussions.
Yeah.
We about having,
I get hot.
No, man, I love it. That's a good dynamic. That's a good balance. So look when Santa can get just reached. Santa can, but I just reached. Let me put your comment up there, Santa can. So you can feel it special.
You better get off Facebook. Go make some babies. All the stupid people breeding. Go make some babies. Thanks. But thank you for to juice now.
Say what happened?
He have license to juice now. Because the Bahamas is pretend like nobody just juice until they married. Yet 80% of the children gone out of wedlock.
Where they do that at?
Fake.
Please tell me when that happened. Not in this juicing. This is the most juicingest nation in the world. But we try to hide and try to play good. And what y'all Christians say, decent?
Please, the Bahamas Christian, Greece County. Say Christian, please.
But anyhow, people, y'all stop jumping out the window. Stop rowing so much on Facebook.
No,
y'all wanna. Well, okay, go ahead and row if you want.
Okay,
to.
bye.
I just think it's a waste of time. But if you want to have solutions, you got to have sensible conversations. You got to be fair. You got to take into consideration the nuance. Stop being on the extreme. We so like to hyperbolize and be so extreme, man.
That's the best Bahamas, because guess what? Before Facebook, Bahamians ain't had no outlet.
That's true. And plus, your parents. That's true. When your parents raise you, listen, when you're small, you don't even be in the same room as adults, much less get to talk. So we've been silenced for so long. I guess they have this new medium to express themselves. Now they don't know how to control it. It's just, I got to talk about everything. And that Kermit the Frog meme is always coming to mind when I think about it. Just typing on the keyboard all day, every day, rowing. Yeah, just being crazy. But again, I understand what the people were trying to say. However, I disagree with the way they did it. But it was a warning. I can't wear, well, let me not say I can't. I have the right to wear a Raiders time in the dog's territory, but I could expect to get beat up if I decide to do that. I should have the right to leave my car door open when they go park somewhere, but I could expect for somebody to
No,
go in my car and
false
take my things.
equivalencies.
No,
The
it's not.
racist
It's not.
and the police need to sit down.
No, it's not. It's a warning that listen, this is the reality of the situation, and if this happens, then it's more likely for this to happen again. Like I said, I disagree with the way they worded it because they made it seem as though if you dress to what they consider to be appropriate, then nothing would happen to you, and that's incorrect.
That's stupid.
False. Yeah, that's false, and
equivalencies.
yes, they shouldn't put that out there because it's not true. You could be wearing
My
the
friend
biggest,
was
longest
fully
dress.
clothed, get raped in her house. So I don't want to hear,
Right,
again,
right, and that's what I say.
misogynist men. And I still believe it's because of the Bahamian men and their relationship with their mom. Y'all need to check that one. I
Yeah, they
know
gotta
what I
do something.
speak.
Yeah, they got to do something about
Greg,
that.
the
But
studio looks so good.
what you mean? I home, boy?
Well, why this new format?
Oh, you mean the program? Yeah, this program off the chin. I love this.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, this
I'm
program.
glad you back, and don't disappear during the Christmas. I'd be surging for the show.
Listen, I was so busy. I didn't know where my elbow from my hip over the
I
holidays.
know. You grow
Like
up
I said, I was
baby
only, yeah, right. I was only getting an hour and a half sleep a day. So now
That's good.
I could,
Money
I
gotta
free up. Yeah,
pay.
but I ain't complaining now. I ain't
Kaylee
complaining.
gotta
So
go
now
to
I have the free
Harvard,
time. We'll be off. Well, I know, but if she won't go, I ain't gonna force her. But now we back to regular schedule. So next Thursday, like I said, this one little off. This was only supposed to be half an episode. Damn, we just about gone for the whole hour.
Okay, bye.
I tell you. So thank you, people. Please share the video. If you like what you see, if you want other people to hear the conversation, you feel we
And
give valuable
support
information.
the page under the rug.
Yes.
Go undertherug.com. What happened to you, Greg?
Yes. Go under the rug. Listen, I don't promote very well when it comes to talking about
y'all
myself.
donate. Go under the rug. Because let me tell you about y'all Bahamians. Let me look at you and see the under the dark circle eye truth. Y'all like all this Bahamian entertainment for free. But you'll pay for Kim Kardashian them though.
Straight true.
Support the shows.
Yes.
Each Bahamian per $1. These shows could go on in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
So support the thing.
With the best equipment possible to bring you the best product possible. So Chrissy Love Live and Raw. No, you change it to Chrissy Love Live to the world.
To the world.
Support and Chrissy people, tell them where they could find you because I been to an event last night and they said, "Man, what happened to Chrissy? I don't see her no more. She ain't on Facebook no more." I tell them you're on YouTube. Tell them exactly where they could find you.
YouTube.com/C/Chrissy Love Live to the world. Every day between 2 and 4. Between.
So YouTube is now your new platform. You're not going to be on Facebook, so you can look for Chrissy Love on YouTube.
But I told everybody I was leaving Facebook. Facebook getting too janky, man.
Yeah,
but
I tell them
just because the button say go live, don't mean you're equipped to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the shit I be seeing, Lord, it burns.
Don't mean your show. But again, support Chrissy Love, support Under the Rug Podcast. Please like the page. We also upload our videos to YouTube afterwards. We upload all of the videos. So like the page, go undertherug.com if you want to find all the shows. Chrissy Love Live and Raw is on. Oh, I gotta switch it to put your new shows up there now.
Yeah.
I think I have your old shows on now. But hey, listen, if you do, I can tell you now, I may just happen to look. And don't get mad at me. And I ain't got no time limit. Plus, I ain't marrying you after 16 seconds, like friggin' Kira said. That's a lost king. I just look in. I only here for the entertainment. But anyhow, people, thanks again. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, we should be back next Thursday. And I think you know what the topic could be. Keep your religion out my policy. I think we can discuss that because I think this was a big part of the discussion with the whole marital rape situation and all that. So we can discuss that next week. Next Thursday, we should be back. Regularly scheduled time, 5:30 on Thursdays. Please tune in and support Chrissy every day from Monday to Friday between 2 and 4 on YouTube. YouTube now, not Facebook. YouTube.com/C/Chrissy Love Live to the world. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Alrighty, awesome.
I want to thank you, Greg. Thank you for pushing me to do things I never would have done. I appreciate you.
Listen, you do the same thing. We do it for each other. It's mutual. I appreciate it. I used to listen to you from way back when you was the Dead Mess. I was always a big fan. I always thought you had a powerful voice and you had a great message.
See why I love
and been following you. And so it's great that we now have this relationship and that we now on the same path and on the same mission to doing the same things in this country. So I appreciate you. And people, Happy New Year, because we won't get to speak to you again before the New Year. So we want to wish you a Happy New Year. Happy holidays, like I said at the beginning of the show. Whatever you celebrate, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, any of them things, whatever religion you are, whatever you celebrate, happy that, and happy New Year. Please leave all the hypocrisy. Please leave all the foolishness. Please leave all of that nonsense. In 2017, New Year, new beginnings. Start off right. Kick it off with a bang and start to be righteous, man. Just do things because it's the right thing to do.
Be good for goodness sake.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all we ask of you. And until next time, peace out. Thanks again, Chrissy. Later.
Bye. Okay, let me wipe the bullshit now. I go on.